Hello and welcome back. Um, I hope everyone is having a happy Father's Day weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we are. We're kind of just relaxing at the house and thought we'd jump on here and make a video real quick. Unless you've been hiding under a rock, you know that Israel has attacked Iran, and so now they're sending rockets back and forth, and I guess we're going on day three now of the I don't know if it's a war, the confrontation and all. But I found this clip. Actually, you found the clip of
Yeah.
BB on Fox with Brett Baer.
I think this is the first time he's
The first
spoken.
time, yeah,
Well, at least on our on US
on network, yeah.
network. Yeah, since the attack started. Or well, I don't know what you would call it, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, they bombed their nuclear testing or what nuclear research or whatever it was.
It seems like whether you're for it, against it, or what, it does seem like Israel's attacks have been pinpointed. They went after certain targets where Iran is just
Bombs away.
firing rockets.
Retaliatory.
Retaliatory. Wherever they
imagine.
go, they go. I don't know if there's much much direction or if they even really care. They're just throwing rockets.
I don't know enough about it, honestly. It's over my head, really. I don't want us to go to war. That's my stance on that.
Yeah,
But
I don't.
it's complicated. I
yeah,
know.
it's complicated. Well, let's get in. Let's watch one or two of these those little clips,
Just
and then we
clips.
can we can discuss it. Here's the first one.
We decided to act because we saw enough uranium, enriched uranium, for 9 bombs. And all they had to do was weaponize them. We stopped that by we're attacking their nuclear sites. We attacked their chief nuclear scientists working. It's like Hitler's nuclear scientists. Would you leave them? Of course not. We attacked their top command. I can inform you, Brett, that moments ago, we also got the chief intelligence officer and his deputy in Tehran because we're now over the skies of Tehran. Our pilots, our brave pilots, are over the skies of Tehran, and we're targeting military sites, nuclear sites. That's what we're doing to take out those 2 threats. Unlike the Iranians, who your reporter said correctly, they're targeting our civilians.
Yeah.
They're bombing our civilians. So that's the difference. They're a terrorist regime. We can't have Iran have nuclear weapons. And by the way, our intel shows that they intend to give these nuclear weapons to their Houthi proxies and others. And that's nuclear terrorism on a global scale. It threatens everyone. And the last thing is they have plans to develop intercontinental ballistic missiles. Right now, 8,000 kilometers, very soon, just at a little distance, and they can reach the eastern seaboard of the United States. These people who chant death to America, try to assassinate President Trump twice, killed 241 of your Marines in Beirut, killed and injured thousands of American soldiers in Afghanistan and Iraq, try to bomb a restaurant in Washington, D.C., chant death to America, burn the American flag. Do you want these people to have nuclear weapons and the means to deliver them to your cities? Of course not.
Yeah.
So we're defending ourselves, but we're also defending the world.
Okay.
So
That's kind of like what you were just saying.
Yeah.
Basically, that they had a target.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to. I know there's been talks going back and forth, negotiations about, I don't think anyone wants Iran
No.
to have nuclear power.
No.
And then that's across the Middle East. I think that other countries over there have also expressed their concern about that and that they don't want it either.
Right.
And then I guess Israel just stepped up and said, "We'll take care of it." I guess is what it kind of looks like.
Yeah. So I do know Trump has been trying to speak with the Ayatollah, the
Ayatollah.
the leader of the Iran regime.
Yeah.
And he gave him 60 days. They wouldn't come to the table. They wouldn't talk. I don't think they want nuclear. They want nuclear bombs.
They have a mission. I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like you're either willing to negotiate or you're not, and it doesn't really matter how long of a time frame. I mean, you know whether or not you're willing to negotiate or not. And I think that some of this is just not non-negotiable. I mean, what do I know? But that's kind of what it's looking like, unfortunately. There's just so much context that seems to be missing for me, which I know that this goes back many, many, many years. And this has been, I mean, we've had issues with Iran in the past. I know Israel has, anyway, there's been issues over there for a long, long time. But I think actually I was reading that President Trump made a post today. We might can pull that up after we look at this other clip, but kind of talking about it. But I don't know. I mean, it's so hard to know who to trust. There's so much propaganda out there, and there's just so much like, oh, we're going to give you like this tiny little shred of proof and then put all this other information around it to make it look like it's legit and true. And he could be being honest right now in this interview, but he could not be at the same time. So it's just really stressful.
It's hard to tell.
It is.
I do know that I don't want us to go to war.
No, of course not.
And if it means that, okay, Israel can do this, and even if the U.S. supplies them with weapons, whatever, to let them fight it, I'm fine with that. But I do believe at some point, Iran's not going to be happy with just fighting with Israel. They will bring it to us, I believe, especially if we're supporting them, Israel, in any way.
You don't think Israel could take them out?
I don't know. I don't know. As of right now, and I've watched another interview with Bibi, and I know there's a lot of speculation about him, whether he's a warmonger or what his actual motives are. One thing I do know, just from the facts that I've seen, is I think if he wanted to wipe Iran out, his strikes would not have been with such precision. I think he would have just started carpet bombing the whole area.
That's a good point.
He did go on and say that he is hoping that the people of Iran will stand up against the terrorist regime in control. And if that happened, I think that would be a good thing.
Just like liberate Iran for its people, because I know that there are people that they're not in favor of Ayatollah. They want the way it was back in the 70s, when it was liberated and people were more free, and
it was a beautiful place. It was. You can go back and look in history and look at some videos, and it was a really beautiful place.
Yeah.
So I know the people.
That would be a great outcome.
Yeah, I know there's good people over there, and so maybe his intentions are true here. Maybe he's being honest. I don't know.
Yeah.
Time will tell.
Yes, that's true.
We'll see what happens. You kind of just have to kind of.
And when it's not your area of expertise too, I mean, it's like we're just talking. I mean, we don't know, but and anything's possible at this point, and it's okay to talk about it. I mean, it's okay to say, hey, ask questions. What does this mean? And it's okay not to know everything too. You know, people can be really rude about things like that and make you feel dumb when you don't know something, but you're not dumb. You just don't know. So you're asking.
Don't be in such a rush.
Yeah, and
rush to jump on.
Don't get intimidated by people that are just bullies either.
Or don't
online.
rush to jump on the bandwagon.
That too.
Until you know the truth.
Think critically. Yeah.
There's so much going on behind the scenes that no one really knows. Let's play this one other little clip here.
Yeah. Yeah, there was another
I want to talk about the nuclear threat, and I want to talk about President Trump. You just said Iran tried to assassinate President Trump twice. Do you have intel that the assassination attempts on President Trump were directly from Iran?
Through proxies, yes. Through their intel, yes. They want to kill him. Look, he's enemy number one. He's a decisive leader. He never took the path that others took to try to bargain with him in a way that is weak, giving them basically a pathway to enrich uranium, which means a pathway to the bomb, padding it with billions and billions of dollars. He took up this fake agreement and basically tore it up. He killed Qasem Soleimani. He made it very clear, including now, you cannot have a nuclear weapon, which means you cannot enrich. He's been very forceful. So for them, he's enemy number one.
Yeah.
Look, they also tried to kill me, but I'm his junior partner.
When did
they understand that President Trump is a great threat to Iran's plans to to weaponize nuclear weapons and use them.
When did you tell President Trump you were going to launch these strikes?
Look, I've been in constant contact with President Trump. We've known each other for many years. And obviously, we informed our American friends and President Trump, our great friend, ahead of time. We did. He knew about it, of course.
I mean, there were reports that President Trump kind of helped you achieve your strategic surprise by publicly urging you not to attack when he already knew you had decided to do it. So you were closely coordinating with the U.S. throughout this process.
Look, we're fully coordinated, but understand that America, under President Trump, will make the decisions that are best for America. And that's the way it is. He understands that I, as the Prime Minister of Israel, the one and only Jewish state, must make the decisions that are important for the survival of my country, and he will do what is best for America. That is a relationship of mutual respect and mutual confidence.
I want to talk about the nuclear.
Okay. I like that. I mean,
yeah,
it goes back to if it's true.
Well,
but I mean, it sounds good.
If you go back and look at the days leading up to it, you can see because Trump started, there was a 60-day hard number. Mm-hmm. He started pulling.
It's like on the last.
He started pulling, people out of the embassies from in that area ahead of time. That right there was a sign that should have been a sign that something serious is fixing to happen. Mm-hmm. So I do believe Trump knew in advance. I believe they had an agreement, and Bibi said, "Okay, I'll stick with your 60 days." At midnight after the 60th day, he launched his strike. And like I said, hate it, love it, or whatever, it was a precision strike, which tells you one thing. Bibi had assets in Iran because he had to have had assets there to be able to pull off such a precision strike, knowing where and when, precise strike, to know when and where to hit, to take out the targets and take out the people that he did.
Right.
So this has probably been planned for a while.
I'm sure.
And I know Trump knew about it. So where do we go from here? I don't know.
I don't either. I don't know. I'm uneasy about it. But I mean, this is just kind of, I guess that's normal, to feel that way, to feel anxious.
Yeah. I don't know what you think. Let us know what you think. Do you think we're actually going to be fully involved in this conflict? Me personally, I think as long as Iran does not attack any of our bases over there or try to pull off anything here, I think we will be the silent partner, just supplying munitions.
What do you think about what he said about the assassination attempts being?
I believe that's probably true. That's not the first time I've heard that. I've heard that before. Okay. Even before Trump was elected, there was talks that intel
wasn't one of the ones that was intercepted. It was like they didn't.
Mm-hmm. It was there
was one of them. Another one that was intercepted. I don't think it got as much coverage or whatever as some of the other ones, and it was linked to Iran. Yeah. It's just so hard to know what's true, though. Go back to the whole propaganda thing. It's like, or how much truth is in it. Mm-hmm. So, but like you said, as time goes on and as things start to play out more and more, we're going to see the direction and the trajectory that we are heading towards as far as our involvement and what that is going to look like, if that's just being some kind of support.
Well,
but not full on involvement like Iraq.
Right. Well, we'll see. And don't forget about all the illegal immigrants that are here now. There is reportedly, I heard a report, I can't remember where, but it stated that there is up to 8,000 known terrorists that are currently in the U.S. that have slipped through the border, that they know are in the U.S.
I think that's a lot of people are worried about that.
Just remember, it only took
should be.
It only took 19 to pull off what they did at 9/11. So just imagine what a couple thousand, 8,000 can do in various points across the U.S.
And that's another thing that's really strange to me too, which I understand that the illegal immigrant crisis from the border crisis is important. All of it is important. But you're not really seeing, it seems like it's more Hispanic immigrants that are really, I don't know.
Well,
it seems like it's more of that, which I'm sure there's more of them. So maybe that's why, but it's just kind of like, I don't know.
Well, and I think that goes back to the media.
But I mean, like the gangs and stuff, like those are all.
You're only seeing what they want you to see, and what causes the biggest stir. I don't think anyone would fuss
trying to like do damage control.
Right. I don't think anybody would fuss about deporting known terrorists. No one would fuss about that. But Hispanics, because
but I know
they're
that
so
people
close,
are worried. I'm one of them that's worried about these, people that have infiltrated that are just standing by waiting on the call.
Yep.
It would be nice to know that some of them have been taken into custody, because I don't think they need to be released. I think they need to be taken into custody, and they need to be secured somewhere. I don't know. That's very unnerving.
Yeah, it is.
Pray for discernment.
Yep, that's right.
Pray for your families. Pray for our leadership. That's all I know to do.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let us know what you think. What's your thoughts? What's your thought on these videos? What's your thoughts about the what Israel's done? I know I don't want Iran to have nuclear. And I know there's a lot of countries that may not be fans of Israel, but they don't want Iran to have nuclear arms either. So,
right.
I don't know. This is going to stir things up over there for a while. But let us know what you think.
Mm-hmm. And thank you for watching.
Yeah, leave us a comment. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think, and if you got any intel or anything that we haven't discussed, share it with us. But anyway, until next time, thank y'all.
Bye.